Why do, the many people in Japan, and in particular in Okinawa, live to be over 100 years old, more than in any other country? You might think it's genetics, or that they eat fresh seafood every day. But the truth is much more surprising. The secret isn't in any miracle superfood. It's in eating philosophy, specifically, cutting out the bad foods that most of us eat every day. In medicine, I often remind patients, sometimes, what determines your longevity isn't what you put in your body, but what you keep out. And the Japanese are living proof of that. Today, I'll take you deep into the scientific research on 7 foods that Japanese people, especially the long-lived generation in Okinawa, tend to avoid. You'll see why these choices have helped them have a heart disease rate 6 to 12 times lower than Americans, less cancer, and a sharp mind until the end of their lives. In part 1, we'll start with the first 4 food groups, seemingly harmless culprits, but lifespan thieves in the modern diet. 1. Sweet breakfast, the trap of longevity. Imagine a morning in America or Europe. You open the cupboard, pour a bowl of cereal from a colorful carton, add some milk, or take a bite of cake. It's a familiar image in millions of families. But did you know that this habit has significantly shortened their life expectancy? Industrial cereals, cakes, white bread, donuts, all contain refined sugar, defibered flour, and a host of artificial additives. They cause a sudden spike in blood sugar, forcing the pancreas to secrete insulin continuously, creating a metabolic storm every morning. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that processed cereals cause spikes in glucose and insulin many times more than the original foods. The result? People who eat breakfast like this are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, obesity, and premature aging. In contrast, look at the traditional Japanese breakfast: a bowl of white rice or brown rice, hot miso soup, containing probiotics that are good for the gut, a little natto fermented soybeans, rich in vitamin K2 and the heart-healthy enzyme nattokinase, pickled vegetables, or a small piece of grilled fish. No sugar, no refined flour, no additives, just simple foods but enough sustainable energy, stabilize blood sugar, and nourish beneficial bacteria. Research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health confirms that breakfast from whole foods is directly related to cardiovascular health and longevity. The first lesson from the Japanese: eliminate industrial cereals and pastries in the morning. Instead, eat foods that truly nourish the body. Simple but natural. 2. Liquid sugar, the invisible enemy in a glass of water. If there is one food that I always advise my patients to cut out immediately, it is carbonated soft drinks and sugary drinks. Every day, billions of cans of soda are consumed in the world. They are sweet, convenient, and create an instant feeling of excitement. But did you know? A can of soda contains up to 7 to 10 teaspoons of sugar. This sugar is mainly high fructose corn syrup HFCS, a substance that goes straight to the liver, causing fat accumulation and insulin resistance. According to research in diabetes care, just 1 can of soda a day can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes by 26%. An analysis in Circulation also shows sugary soft drinks are directly related to an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and early death. Meanwhile, Japanese people almost never drink soda with their daily meals. They drink unsweetened green tea, a drink containing catechins, a powerful group of antioxidants. These catechins have been shown to help reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel function, support cancer prevention, protect the brain from dementia. Research in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry shows that drinking green tea regularly can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and support memory maintenance. Lesson 2. Replace soda and soft drinks with green tea, filtered water, or natural herbal tea. It is a simple but extremely effective way to protect the body from metabolic aging. 3. Deep-fried foods, the silent inflammation trigger. In many countries, fried foods are the stars of fast food. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, Delicious, yes, but safe for health? Absolutely not. When food is fried in oil at high temperatures, especially reused oil, it produces AGS, advanced glycation end products, compounds that promote inflammation and cell aging. Toxic aldehydes damage DNA, increase the risk of cancer. Trans fat, artificial fat that increases bad cholesterol, reduces good cholesterol. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who eat a lot of fried foods regularly have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease and chronic inflammation. In Japanese culinary culture, famous for its crispy fried tempura. But there is one difference. Tempura is only eaten on special occasions. The oil is used fresh, not reused. The frying temperature is controlled, and the dish is usually eaten immediately, not left for a long time. In daily meals, Japanese people prioritize steaming, boiling, simmering, or lightly grilling. These methods retain nutrients and limit the production of toxic substances. Lesson 3. Minimize fried foods, especially industrial fried foods or fried foods that are fried over and over again. If you want to eat, choose the fresh way and enjoy it occasionally. 4. Processed meat. The silent killer warned by who? Do you often eat sausages, salami, bacon, ham? If so, be careful, because the World Health Organization, who has officially classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same group as tobacco. Why? They contain nitrates, which when entering the body can turn into nitrosamines, substances that cause DNA mutations. Extremely high salt content, causing high blood pressure and kidney damage. Saturated fat and additives cause inflammation to spread throughout the body. A study in BMC Medicine showed that just 50 grams of processed meat a day, equivalent to a small sausage, increased the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. The Japanese do not eat processed meat as part of their daily meals. Instead, their main sources of protein are fresh fish, rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3, protecting the cardiovascular system, fermented soybeans, providing isoflavones to help balance hormones, fresh, low-fat meat, but eat in moderation, not every day. Lesson 4. Limit sausages, bacon, and cold cuts as much as possible. If you want to live long, choose protein from fish, soy, or simply cooked fresh meat. 5. Milk and dairy products, when your nutritional friend becomes a double-edged sword. In many Western cultures, milk is considered a perfect food, consumed every day to supplement calcium, good for bones, and prevent osteoporosis. But if you look at the longevity and bone health of Japanese people, you will see something interesting. They drink very little milk, but the rate of osteoporosis-related fractures is much lower than in many Western countries. What's going on here? Some studies, for example in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, show that high milk consumption may be associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer in men and ovarian cancer in women. In addition, industrial milk, processed cheese, and sweet yogurt often contain added sugar, saturated fat, and denatured protein, all of which can cause inflammation in the body. Traditional Japanese people hardly rely on milk for calcium. They get this mineral from very different sources. Green leafy vegetables such as spinach, kale, fermented soybeans natto, miso, tempeh, in addition to calcium, also provide vitamin K2 to help calcium go to the right address, which is the bones, instead of sticking to the arteries. Small fish eaten with bones, such as dried anchovies, sardines, seaweed, rich in minerals, including calcium and magnesium. Research in Osteoporosis International shows that vitamin K2 from natto has a significant effect on improving bone density and reducing the risk of fractures in elderly Japanese people. Lesson 5. It is not necessary to drink a lot of milk to have strong bones. Find calcium from plants, small fish, and supplement with natural vitamin K2. At the same time, Limit processed milk and industrial cheese. 6. White bread, refined pasta, empty energy that accelerates aging. A loaf of white bread may look harmless, but behind that softness, a process of stripping away almost all of it. When wheat is refined into white flour, it loses 75% of B vitamins, almost all fiber, precious minerals such as magnesium, zinc, iron. The result is only empty starch, which when eaten will cause blood sugar to spike and then drop rapidly. This forces the body to continuously produce insulin, leading to insulin resistance, diabetes, and even brain disorders. A large-scale study published in The Lancet, with data from more than 185 studies confirmed, a diet low in fiber, high in refined starch is directly linked to an increased risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and colorectal cancer. In Japan, white rice is also popular, but the difference is, they eat much smaller portions than Westerners eat bread or pasta. They often combine it with brown rice or whole grains. They eat a lot of vegetables, fish, miso, which slows down the absorption of sugar. In addition, when eating noodles, Japanese people like soba made from buckwheat. Research in plant foods for human nutrition shows that buckwheat contains rutin and quercetin, two antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect blood vessels. Lesson 6. Replace white bread and refined pasta with whole grains, brown rice, or buckwheat noodles. Don't let empty calories steal your health and longevity. 7. Ultra-processed snacks, food technology against longevity. This is the biggest culprit of the 21st century. Snacks, packaged candies, candy bars, salty and sweet snacks, biscuits, industrial chocolate. All are the pinnacle of the ultra-processed food industry, designed for you to eat endlessly. They have common characteristics: rich in salt, sugar, cheap fat, almost no vitamins, minerals, or fiber, contain dozens of additives, flavorings, preservatives. A clinical trial published in Cell Metabolism NIH, USA showed that people who ate an ultra-processed diet consumed 508 more calories per day and gained weight after only 2 weeks, even though the diet was designed to have the same amount of calories as the group that ate fresh food. Another study in BMJ shows increasing the amount of ultra-processed foods in the diet by 10% equals increasing the risk of early death by 14%. Meanwhile, traditional Japanese people do not have the concept of industrial snacks like us. If they want to snack, they choose seasonal fruits, roasted seaweed, chestnuts, walnuts, wagashi cakes made from red beans, matcha, slightly sweet, natural ingredients. Lesson 7. Eliminate or minimize ultra-processed snacks. Let your hungry stomach be filled with fresh fruits, nuts, or natural foods instead of chemical-filled snack packages. Conclusion. Longevity lessons from Okinawa. You see, the secret to longevity of Japanese people, especially Okinawans, is not a miracle drug, nor is it rare genes. They live long because they eat less, eat more simply, and stay away from harmful foods. In summary, the 7 food groups that traditional Japanese people often avoid include processed cereals, morning pastries, sugary soft drinks, industrial fried foods, processed meats, milk and industrial dairy products, white bread, refined pasta, ultra-processed snacks. Instead of those, they choose fresh, seasonal vegetables, fermented soybeans, fresh fish, rich in omega-3 whole grains, unsweetened green tea. Small portions, slow eating, and always stopping when you feel 80% full. Harahachibu, Okinawa's famous eating philosophy. The results are, they have the lowest heart disease rates in the world. Cancer and diabetes are less common than in many developed countries, clear brains until the end of life. And most importantly, they can live well over 100 years old without relying on medication. Message for you. As a doctor, I want to emphasize, Longevity is not a game of chance. You can make the choice today by staying away from harmful foods and returning to natural, original foods. You don't need to chase expensive superfoods or miracle supplements. The lesson from the Japanese is proof. Longevity lies in small decisions every day. Throw away the can of soda. Replace it with a cup of green tea. Throw away the snack bag. Replace it with an apple. Ask yourself, which of these 7 food groups do you use most often? And are you willing to change to live long and healthy like the Japanese? If you find this content useful, don't forget to leave a comment yes to support us to continue sharing scientific longevity secrets. Please like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. And I wish you, like me, a long, healthy and meaningful life.